Hi guys, Paul here, and what you're looking at here is the new ZMR 250 version 2 from fpvmodel.com. And what fpvmodel.com have done is made a few changes to their original design, and what they've done is basically incorporated a 2mm bottom and top plate, and the arms have been bumped up from 3mm to 4mm in thickness. And they're using 3K carbon fiber. So the carbon fiber quality is actually really quite good on this frame. And they've also incorporated a PDB in this design. So this is basically what you actually receive in the package. Now this is the frame only kit that they actually sent out. And these are the arms. As you can see, nice thick arms here, 4mm in thickness. The routing is actually really good quality, so there's no issues there at all. The finish is actually quite nice on these, quite impressive. And we also have our camera frame, and this will allow you to actually mount your FPV camera. We have our standoffs, and these are the aluminium type, so quite strong. And what we have is some hardware. Now these are the screws that will probably go towards the top and bottom of the frame, and they'll basically screw directly into the standoffs. Next packet of screws, now these are a bit longer. I assume these are the ones that will actually mount in the arms and hold the arms in place. This is the lower plate, the arms, and the PDB board. And we also have some more hardware. This is obviously for the flight controller and the way you go about actually mounting that. So some plastic standoffs, etc. And finally we have our nuts with the nylon inserts, and they're obviously going to be used to bolt on your arms. And we obviously have our camera mount, and this will allow you to actually mount your camera with some rubber isolation to minimize jello in your footage. So what we're looking at here is the top plate, and this is a 2mm plate. As you can see, the routing is actually quite good. The carbon finish is no issues there at all. So that looks quite stiff actually. This is the bottom plate, and that will basically match the PDB that comes with this multirotor. And as you can see, the finish is also quite good, and also 2mm in thickness. And finally, we're looking at the star of the show, which is the integrated PDB system. And as you can see, this will actually simplify things quite significantly. So what we have here is your negative and positive. This is to power your ESCs. And we have the signal input and also the BEC. So if you're running non-opto ESCs, this is where your power will actually go, and that will provide power to your flight controller, etc. We have our main battery connector. We'll connect at the rear end of the multirotor over here. And we also have our inputs for our video transmitter. We'll connect up obviously there. We also have our motor 1 through to motor 4, and our BEC and ground, etc. And we have our buzzer, VBAT and OSD connector over here. This is the regulator, and what this regulator will do is basically output 5 volts. So you could use that to run your FPV camera or also power the flight controller for that matter. We have our buzzer, which will connect in this section here if you decide to put a buzzer on your multirotor. And we also have our connectors for our FPV camera. So it depends whether you're running 5 volts or 12 volts or whatever it is that you're actually running, so you can connect that up there. We have all of our motor inputs with the signal wires. And we also have a whole series of LEDs. As you can see, 2 on top and a number of them on the bottom of the multirotor. And you've obviously got them at the front and also at the rear. Anyway, what we'll do is get this thing together and show you exactly what it looks like assembled. So this is the ZMR 250 version 2 from FPV Models, all ready to go. It went together pretty effortlessly. There was no issues with the holes or anything like that. The top plate is nice and stiff. That 2mm plate really does make a massive difference as far as stiffness of the overall frame goes. It's actually quite rigid. The routing, the holes, nothing to really complain about at all. The quality seems really quite good. So impressive little frame, especially with the integrated PDB and obviously camera mount, isolation, etc. So what we'll do is get this guy powered and show you exactly what it looks like with some power applied to it. Now I'm going to be obviously changing this power cable over. This is just for the purpose of this exercise, so you can see what it looks like. So this is the ZMR250 all powered up. As you can see, what I've done is actually turn the LEDs down. These are the LEDs video lights. I've turned those down, and this should make it a little bit easier to see these LEDs. Brightness seems quite good. I think the angling of them could have been a little bit better, but obviously doing it on a PDB, I don't think there's much you can do about that. But having said that, look, I think they're going to be reasonably visible, especially in low light. I'm not sure how they're going to be on a really, really bright day, but look, I think the fact that you've got LEDs on there is just an added bonus. You can always add additional LEDs to the multi-rotor itself. I think the big selling point with this multi-rotor is going to be the fact that the carbon is actually, it's better quality carbon. The routing's really high quality. They've gone to the thick arms. They're up the top plate and the bottom plate to 2mm, and you've got your integrated PDB, which will allow the speeding up of the assembly of this multi-rotor. But as far as first impressions go, look, it's a really nice looking multi-rotor. It went together quite easily. Pricing seems to be quite competitive, considering you've got an integrated PDB on this. So it's just going to be a matter of actually getting all the FPV gear in this multi-rotor and getting it going. Anyway, look, I'll leave the video at that. I will have a link in the description. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and we will catch you guys in the next one.